welcome back. This is our bonus edition for February. This is our second video of the month. It's not our normal monthly Ask the Vet video.
Right.
We already did that one. There's 5 really awesome questions in there, so
and
you should
cooking.
go check that out. There is cooking.
There's cooking.
There's talk of fecal balls. There's a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we have that video for you, but for now, we're going to be answering this holiday gift to you.
My favorite question and your favorite question.
That's exactly right. We went through all of the questions that you guys have submitted all over YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, emailing them to our customer care team, and we collected all of the hashtag #AskTheVetVideo questions, and Lydia and I looked through and picked our favorites, and the ones that we thought, though they didn't make it to the top, they were at the top of the list in our hearts. And so we picked those 2 questions. We're going to answer them for you, and before you even ask, yes, if you asked one of these questions, you are eligible for a SmartPak gift card.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know. So it was a real holiday gift.
Okay.
And so you guys can reach out to our customer care team to redeem that gift card. So the first question is your question.
Oh, good.
Which is asked by Shimmers on Instagram. It feels only fair to
I may have
ask
picked it
your
by the
question
name.
first. Newman does like things that shimmer too.
He does.
It's
He
very
does,
sparkly.
yeah.
And so Shimmers is asking, if a horse is broken in the 3rd vertebrae, is the neck actually broken?
So you know why I picked this? I think it's a veterinary question because it talks about broken vertebrae, right? But it really is a dressage question.
Ooh.
So now we get to talk about dressage.
That's why Newman likes Shimmers. He has lots of blingy brow bands.
So what does broken at the 3rd vertebrae mean? It means horses are supposed to go around when we ride them with their poles at the highest point. So this is the horse head and this is the neck. So
He's looking at me.
Yes, he's looking at you. So the pole is the highest point. That's the part right behind the ears. Sometimes through incorrect riding or other things, their pole does this, and then their vertebrae become the highest point. So the break isn't at the pole, it's at the 3rd vertebrae. This is the 3rd vertebrae.
Okay.
So now his head is way down here, and his mouth is almost a little bit looking back at the rider, and his neck is at the top. So it's not broken bone, it's broken, it's the flexion is not at the pole, the flexion is at the 3rd vertebrae. So not the pole, not the 1st vertebrae, the atlas, not the 2nd, the axis, but right behind the axis. So it's a little bit to do with the horse's conformation, but mostly incorrect riding.
Okay.
And it can get real controversial at this point. But this is where the biomechanics and dressage comes in, and we talk about the top line and roundness and throughness, all those words behind the vertical would describe this. We want the, like I said, the pole at the highest point. So we ride from back to front, and it's something that you're going to have to read about, talk to your trainer about. But the bone is not broken. This flexion is in the neck, not the pole, where it should be.
Okay. Well, the gauntlet has been thrown because someone has asked a veterinary question that is also a dressage question. The next challenge is to ask a veterinary question that is also a Tai Chi question.
Oh, jeez.
And if you want to know why that would be awesome, you have to find all of Dr. Lydia Gray's blogs on the SmartPak blog, because she talks about how Tai Chi helps you ride.
I do, yeah.
So you got to check that out.
That is not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say veterinary question, driving question.
Oh, also would have been good. No, but I want to learn more about Tai Chi and how it relates to hand horses. So the second favorite question is the one that I picked, and Kelly on YouTube asked, I have a horse who is recently diagnosed with navicular disorder. Can you explain this in simple terms? He's being managed by the farrier and is currently sound and rideable. Would any of your supplements serve my horse well? The reason I picked this question
I was going to ask you that.
is my quarter horse Cody, who is going to be 28 April 1st. Has had, since he was probably 6 years old, on and off lameness issues in his front end, which was initially referred to as navicular disease, was then referred to as navicular syndrome, and then by later vets and articles that I was reading, caudal heel pain syndrome.
Oh, man.
And so has a whole evolution of names and terminology. And this is something that I've done a lot of reading on. And I think there are a lot of people out there who could benefit from hearing this answer.
Okay, well, here's what I have found. That navicular disease it's generally accepted that refers to the actual navicular bone. So progressive degeneration of the bone, usually because of circulatory reasons. When the term navicular syndrome is used, then it refers to, like you said, it can be heel pain, it can be caudal third of the hoof pain, it can be, there's lots of terms for it, but the point is it's more structures and could be involved than just the bone. What structures are we talking about? And I don't know if yours has been, you found this out, but we use ultrasound, we use x-rays or radiography. MRI is very handy for this, and CAT scans, to say if it's the coffin joint, the coffin bone, the navicular bursa, so which is a little fluid-filled sac between the navicular bone and the deep digital flexor tendon, could be that. There's a couple ligaments down there, the impar ligament, the collateral sesamoidean ligament. So now we're learning through this enhanced imaging that we have now, but we didn't have 10, 20, 30 years ago, that it might not be the bone that's causing horses discomfort, usually in the front legs. It could be one of these other structures, and it could be a joint or soft tissue. So now the treatments that we've had, many of them to increase circulation in the foot, some of them for bone rebuilding, like the new bisphosphonates, the Tildren and the Osphos. If the problem isn't bone, then they're not going to be helpful. So my advice for anyone that's got a horse with navicular is you've got to find out what structure is affected. Because you could be chasing squirrels, is that the saying? You could be chasing things and spending money and going round and round and not helping your horse for a long time. So that's why the ultrasound and the MRIs, things, it might seem like a lot of money up front and a lot of work because you have to go somewhere, but it's worth it in the long run, because they might say what your horse has will be helped by a joint injection, tendon support, something for the bursa specifically. We need to get in there with some ingredients. There's lots of prescription medications that your veterinarian can choose from once they know what the issue is. And it will also help you tailor your supplement program in conjunction with your veterinarian. I think discomfort is something that we want to address no matter what it is. So there's non-steroidals for this that can be given systemically or topically, like Surpass. And then there's things people love, Devil's Claw and yucca, bromelain, MSM, omega-3s, hardly ever wrong, maybe never wrong. There's lots of ingredients, and I would encourage you to go on our website and read reviews, because I go on there and I read stuff, and people choose maybe one of our smart supplements, maybe another one, another brand, and they found great success with their horse in relieving discomfort. So they're like, at least I can help manage him and not have him feel so bad while we're working this out. But you'll have to get your farrier involved and work on trimming and shoeing, and maybe a footing change, maybe a discipline change, maybe you look at your turnout and your exercise program. So it's kind of a holistic view you have to take. But we're learning, because of enhanced imaging, there's a lot more to navicular than we used to think. So there's lots out there. I would encourage you to get a diagnosis.
I strongly second that recommendation, and I agree exactly with what you said. It can seem intimidating up front that getting the right diagnosis seems really expensive. Not more expensive than treating the wrong problem.
Exactly.
So
Your
I
horse
think that's
will
a good way
thank
to
you.
think of it.
Yeah,
that's true. So those were our 2 favorite questions that never made it to the top of the voting. Thank you guys so much for submitting them. We love reading all of your questions, and that's true whether or not other people have voted it to the top. We do read them all, we enjoy all of the questions, and we're so glad that you guys are out there thinking about your horse's health and caring about healthy horses as much as we do. So for next time, we are accepting videos until February 2nd, and you can ask those on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, email customercare@smartpak.com, or you can comment right in this blog or in the video on YouTube. You can post right in the comments and use hashtag askthevetvideo so we can keep track of the answers and make sure that when your question gets picked, vote it up into the top 5, and you'll get a gift certificate, which is really awesome. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and have a great ride.